Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Post Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
You've been at the theater, Dwayne, and you know at the beginning they have the THX, and they have all these bass noises now, and the movie previews no longer have a narrator.
They just play out the.
They just play the movie, and I hate that. I miss the narration.
Well, you know, they kind of would give you an insight on what to expect, and you know, even on a lot of the trailers now, you're just kind of, even with it, you're left wondering what's going to happen in the actual movie because you're not getting that insight anymore.
All the movies have, the trailers have this real aggressive rock sound, like, you know, every one of them has that.
With the technology in our movie theaters, man, it echoes off the walls. And
oh yeah. Hey, let me adjust one thing here. We didn't do our FAA checklist.
We're gonna be grounded.
FAA, yeah, we're grounded. We're back. Hey, welcome in. I promise there's a desk here. We haven't adjusted the camera from when I moved it a while back. There is a desk here. I kind of like having a little bit of that desk in the view.
You know, makes you maybe look a little more professional.
I don't. It makes me look a little more
thinner.
A little more ham. Welcome in, everybody. Obviously, Jason's not here. We'll get to that in just a moment. He is still on the show, by the way, but they are out today. We do want to welcome you in as we get rolling episode number 361 on another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. As always, it is our privilege to bring you this show, and we just want to welcome you in this morning. Many of you are already commenting in. We call you family here on this show. You're part of our family. And we hope that we're a part of your family. All you got to do this morning, just send a message. If you're on the social media feeds, let us know that you're out there. A simple hello. Let us know what you're thankful for, too. We always like to promote the good in our community and what's happening here in Huntsville. But we also want to know what's going on with you. And if there's something we can do to help, let us know. Let us know you're out there. Just say hello and what you're thankful for today. We do want to welcome all of you as well that are joining us this morning on the Spirit Radio FM app. I'll have some updates on that here in just a little bit as well. We are here, though. Big thank you, as always, Paul Oley, the Gallery, for all of your custom photography, framing, and more. It's my good friend, Paul Oley, at the Gallery. And a huge special shout out this morning to our friend Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com for anything jewelry, anything and everything jewelry. Maybe there's a certain piece that you said, I don't think it can be repaired. Maybe you got some gold and you want to melt it down and turn it into something else. This is a great opportunity to do that with our friend Elliot Herzlich. Find him online at elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, we could not be here on this Tactical Tuesday without our good friends from Guardian Defense, Jason Thompson, Deneen Thompson, and the Thompson family. Deneen is at home recovering after a little accident on her heel, so we're keeping her in our prayers. And Jason is out working this morning, so unfortunately they could not be here. But guess what? We found the next best thing.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity.
We brought in none other than the DC, and I'm not talking political up north. I'm talking Dwayne Clark, brother.
Hey, we ain't got time to be political right now. There's too much going on in the world.
How have you been, man? What's going on?
Been good. Business is going. We're staying busy, keeping people employed. Able to help out the community we're living in, and that's what it's all about for us.
Well, one reason we had Dwayne on this morning, Dwayne is kind of tied in a little bit with Guardian Defense. They collaborate together. Dwayne has Lone Star Security and Investigations, been in this community a long, long time. And, Dwayne, you've done some incredible work. One thing that I really am thrilled for you and your business, you guys are helping the school district now. I know you talked a little bit about that last time. What has that experience been like for you, and how does that really help your business?
Well, when the House bill was first nominated after, all the issues we've had at our local schools and statewide schools, and House Bill 3 got passed and become state law requiring, all of our schools to have armed security. A lot of it for that peace of mind for our families and our kids, provide that one more level of safety for them. And we reached out to the school district and wanted to work hand in hand with the Huntsville PD school resource officers and help supplement them so that we could bring the school district in compliance with that new state law. And it's been a huge for us. A lot of exposure for our officers and our company with parents in the car rider lines, with the staff at the schools. So it's been huge as far as exposure for us within the community.
What are and we'll just hop right into the security discussion because I think it's so important. There's so much going on in our world. Yesterday I saw, and this doesn't relate to what we're talking about, but on a world scale, there's so much going on right now, and you think of wars and just things that are going on. I just saw yesterday on the news that Israel now is on the ground offense there in Lebanon, and there's so much tension, not just throughout the world, but here locally. It seems like every day I'm getting a new report coming in for something that happened down in the Houston area. As communities continue to grow, and we're always positive and upbeat on the show, but we do want to mention the reality that, as communities grow, crime rates increase, and it's so important to have one that Jason's taught me from Guardian Defense is always be aware of your surroundings. When I go into a restaurant, I don't like sitting with my back turned towards the door. I literally have to be in that back corner now where I can see everything.
But until that light bulb moment when somebody talks to you about that, a lot of us we're so wrapped up in what's going on in our personal lives, our businesses. A lot of times we're kind of naive and we don't think about those types of things. Where we're sitting, where we're parking. And then when you have that conversation with somebody that's within this industry, and then you start thinking about, hey, when I walk into that restaurant, and it's an old issue with a lot of us that are in the industry. When we go to lunch together, we have that conversation about who's sitting with our back to the door, because we all can't sit on one side of the table. It kind of look funny to other people when they walk in, and you got three guys sitting on one side of the table looking at the door. But that's just the world we're living in now. And as you mentioned, every community is growing, and unfortunately, with that growth brings more and more crime, and it's everywhere now.
What are some of the things that Dwayne, you're so involved in? One thing that I love about you, let me back up, because sometimes I start asking the question, then I start making a statement. So let me make the statement first. One thing that I love about you, Dwayne, is you live and breathe what you do. Some people just do what they do because it's a job and a paycheck. You, my friend, this is your life. This is what you do. Security, teaching people security, looking out for people, providing services to people, being aware of what's going on security-wise. What have you seen, maybe in the last few years, specifically in this community, with the growth? What are some of the issues that we're facing and some things that folks need to be on alert for?
I used to love to be able to talk to new people getting into the industry, just general people I would see walking around town, about how safe I felt in Huntsville. I moved here in 1998 when I retired out of the Army, and absolutely fell in love with the small town feel of Huntsville. That's what I grew up in. I grew up north of Pittsburgh in a small town, and we still have that feeling here. But talking to people, and I used to tell them, Huntsville's relatively safe. We had property crime. We're always going to have property crime. There's, we're in our industry, we call it a target-rich environment. We have a lot of apartment complexes. We have a lot of new students, first time they're away from home. So those property theft type crimes were here. But over the last few years, I've had to really rethink how I talk to people, because we're starting to see more violent crimes in Huntsville. We've had officer-involved shootings. We've had officers themselves getting shot. We've had bank robberies. So one of the things I was talking to you a little bit about before the show started, I went to a seminar that had some inmates there that had been serving many, many years. And I was having a conversation with one of those inmates about why he felt that crime was growing differently in smaller communities than big cities. And one of the things he told me, and it made me stop and have that moment and realize that one of the big things that was changing was the criminals were getting a little bit smarter. So they were looking at, like he told me, he goes, if I rob a bank in Houston, I might have 1,000 cops looking for me. Where if I rob a bank in Huntsville, I might have 10 cops looking for me. So the risk versus reward in your smaller communities is what the criminals are looking at. And I think that's part of the way I think that towns like Huntsville are starting to see those big jumps in those types of crimes it comes with growth.
Yeah. Well, I do want to, my kind of thought is as communities grow, we'll see it. I see it in Georgetown where I grew up now, and people are posting all the time in the groups there. And there's so much negativity in these groups. That's why I created the Huntsville, Texas News and Events group, just as a place for news and events. People need to sometimes get things off their chest, and that's fine. If you want to be a keyboard warrior, be a keyboard warrior. Just don't do it to me. If you had something
sometimes we need to see the vent, right?
If you got something to say, come say it to me in my face. But what I'm getting at is we see it in the communities that are growing. But I will say this, and as a 40-year-old male, with a beautiful wife and 2 wonderful children, young children, I can say for anybody that's listening, I still feel very, very safe in this community despite, what's happening. The thing is, just be aware of your surroundings. It's going on everywhere. But I still believe that Huntsville is a very safe place. It's a great place to be. It's a place that I want to raise my family. I think that this community, bar none, is one of the best in the state because the people here love each other, and we're gonna look out for each other too.
And that's something that like I said, I moved here in 1998 when I retired, and I've lived in Huntsville all that time except for 1 year. I was commuting to Houston for work. The commute was getting old, and I moved to Old Town Spring for a year. Thought that hey, that would save me some time on the road, cut my commute down, give me some more time at home. But when I would have time off, which isn't a lot, but when I would have it, I couldn't go outside and enjoy myself like I do in Huntsville. There's so much commotion, sirens, gunfire. We don't have that day in and day out here in Huntsville. So I packed up and moved back. Absolutely love it here. When I started my company, a lot of the senior people that I worked with over many, many years that were out of Houston area, they all told me, hey, why don't you start your business in the Woodlands or Conroe or Spring? You'll have more work. But I told them all, I said, Huntsville's my home. This is my second home. And I feel that my services are needed here before I worry about a community that I'm not raising a family in.
One thing that I love about Huntsville, and I got to be careful because now I'm on the inside looking out. When I was on the outside looking in, Huntsville was, that's where all the prisons are located. But I feel like, and I say I have to be careful because because I don't feel like it's that community anymore. It's valuable. Don't get me wrong. TDCJ and our prison system, huge. And I have so much respect for our prison system, all those TDCJ employees. I always encourage people, if you see somebody in a blue uniform that's TDCJ, go up and pat them on a blue-gray uniform. Go pat them on the back and tell them you appreciate them. Those folks are putting their lives on the line every single day. But I feel with the growth of Sam Houston State University now in the FBS and getting a lot of national attention, of course, winning these big games helps out quite a bit as well. I feel like Huntsville is starting to maybe lose that outside identity of, that's the prison town. What are your thoughts on that? Have you kind of felt that?
Yeah, a lot of that I think across the board has changed because, I think, like you were saying, from the outside, I think a lot of people when they hear Huntsville, that's what they think, is prison town. How can you live in a town that has so many prisons, within a few square miles? But that's not what Huntsville's about. Yes, we have them. Yes, it's a vital part of our community. Employs a lot of individuals, but there's so much more going on in Huntsville. Like we talked earlier, we are a growing community. We need to grow. We need to stay, relevant in today's world. But I think Sam Houston has brought a lot more, like you said, a lot more attention to the city of Huntsville. And I think that identity of being a prison-based town is starting to diminish some, which I think is important for a lot of people that are looking to move into the community and understanding there's a lot more that Huntsville offers than just TDC.
Yeah, I think maybe sometimes that can be almost a deterrent for families and people wanting to move here because they get nervous thinking, there's 7 prisons in that community. I think in a way it's a positive thing because look at all the folks that are protecting us here in this community. I talked to Sandra from Sandra's Kitchen, and we're here at First Baptist. We're literally the wall's right across the street, and Sandra's Kitchen is a restaurant that's right there. If you look over her side, you see the Walls unit, and I said, Sandra, do you feel safe in here? She goes, absolutely. She goes, in fact, because they let guys out every day. Now, since the fire and COVID and all that, there's a lot less guys getting out because they've moved them around. But I was talking to a guy that helps out, has a ministry there, and called Six More, and they give those guys different clothing. They give them a bag instead of the bag that they walk out with. So they give them something that they don't look like they're someone who just got out of jail or out of prison. But I asked Sandra that question. She goes, absolutely. She goes, the guy, she told me the story. She goes, I kind of felt when I first opened up here, maybe I was a little nervous, but I talked to one of the guys when he got out, and he just started talking, and he's like, you don't have to worry about me. Well, when people say that, sometimes that's like, well, maybe you do. But he goes, you don't have to worry about me. He goes, this, I just got out. I don't want to go back. And so she said that. She said, I feel very safe because the guys that are coming over here, because they'll come over, the bus stops right there.
Right.
So they get on the bus and they leave town. That's where they go. And Sandra's Kitchen is right there. Sandra told me, she goes, I feel pretty safe because these guys have told me, and she goes, and I acknowledge that this is their best day that they've had in a long time. When those guys get out and they're reintegrated into the world, that's the best day that they've had in a long time. And she goes, they don't want to go back. Now, they may go 200 miles away, some of these guys, unfortunately, and something would happen. But she goes, here, I'm not worried about it.
And if we look back at some of the other, individuals that have got out of the system in other ways, they're not going to hang around Huntsville. So, my family from back home, they're like, are you sure you sure it's safe there? And I'm like, look, if there is an escape or an attempted escape, they're not going to hang out in Huntsville. They're headed down the road
look
somewhere.
At the guy that just happened. What did he go, 250 miles away?
In a matter of hours. There's too much. There's too much for them here to say, hey, I'm going to escape and do something bad in Huntsville. I don't want to see it happen anywhere else, but it's not. I don't think it's going to happen in Huntsville. I think they're going to, whether they get out on the right way or the wrong way, I think they're gone. And that's good and bad, but I think as a community, as a small city, I think that mindset that we're a prison town, as we were talking, it is starting to change. I think there's, again, a lot more that Huntsville has out there than just our prison system.
I know you don't work for TDCJ, but I just want your thoughts. Do you think the Walls unit stays here for the next 50 years, or do you think eventually that's closed down and moved somewhere? I've never asked that question to anybody before.
I don't, I think the Walls unit, and kind of weird to say it this way, but I think it's such a staple of downtown Huntsville.
I was just thinking of that.
I just don't think it's ever going to, will it be updated and modernized a little bit? Maybe. But I think, it's kind of like downtown Huntsville. Even though we've grown and businesses have changed, the basic format, the basic look of downtown Huntsville really hasn't changed. Businesses come and go out of the buildings, but the buildings themselves are always going to be here. And that's what gives Huntsville that small hometown feel. And the Walls unit being right downtown, that's part of that. So I just don't see that unit ever going away.
I think it may be one of the only, maybe I'm wrong, and folks that are watching or listening this morning, comment in and let me know your thoughts on this. But I almost feel like if there was talk of getting that thing out of downtown and moving it outside of town somewhere, that there would be a public outcry. And if there was, I think it would be the only time that folks would have a public outcry about keeping a prison in the middle of their community, because you're right, it is such a staple. I'll be honest, like, I wouldn't want to see it move. I like it. Just, here's the thing, man. So I ran into my cousin. I talked about this yesterday. Randomly ran into my cousins from Oklahoma, of all places. They were eating at City Hall Cafe. Just randomly ran into them. You know what? They hadn't been through Huntsville before, and the first thing that I thought about showing them was the Walls unit. So after we ate, what do? We went and drove around the wall. And of course, the perimeter surveillance, they were keeping an eye on us because I was driving real slow. You got to be careful, driving around the Walls unit. But that was the first thing I showed them.
Yeah, but again, it's one of the, one of those attractions for downtown Huntsville.
We just need a couple of water slides and a swing set out there. We'll be all right, man.
Yeah, I mean, you look back, what? It's been 60 years now since 40, 50 years now since we had the rodeo. But look at the impact that had on the Huntsville community. It's part of history that whether that kind of program will ever come back to the system. But I think that's what kind of established the Walls unit as being, a big part of downtown Huntsville.
Yeah. Well, it's a good discussion. Folks, feel free to chime in. Let us know your thoughts as we continue this morning celebrating the good in our community. Dwayne Clark joining us from Lone Star Security and Investigations. He's in for Jason and Deneen Thompson this morning of Guardian Defense. Let us know you're out there today. Do us a favor, hit that like button and share, and continue to stay engaged in the conversation. Also, all of you on Spirit Radio FM as well. We don't see your comments, obviously, because you can't make them, but we know that you're out there, and we appreciate you very much. Many people also joining us across our Huntsville, Texas News and Events group. That group now grown to almost 26,000 people, and so we want to thank all of you for helping to grow that group. We're going to step aside, take a break. Speaking of growth and change, we have someone here that knows growth and change very well in our community. She is the real estate expert. When it comes to real estate here in our community, nobody knows it better than our friend Terry Coleman. We'll have her on next. I'm excited about her jewelry. That's always a special segment we have here. We have no idea what she wore today. She's going to tell us, and we're going to learn more about the growth and the changes in our community when we come back. Dwayne, I feel like giving away a little bit of cash today, so is that all right, man?
Oh, that'll work.
Do you mind providing the cat? No, I'm just kidding.
Look at you.
We're giving away a little bit of money today. The keyword continues on this week, rest. Rest is the keyword, and all you got to do is text in rest if you'd like to win some money today. Giving away a little $10 today. Can't do 20, but I'll give away 10 today. And all you got to do is text in the keyword rest. Hey, that's enough to get you lunch somewhere. We went to Sam's Table yesterday. No, it was like $14.99, but still, it was on point. So text in the keyword rest along with your name. That is on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Keyword this week and your chance to win rest. Again, text that in, 936-339-0139. Include your name in there, too, when you text that in. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. Our friend Terry Coleman joins us when we come back. Stay with us. More to come as we celebrate Huntsville, Texas, as we do every morning here on Good Morning Huntsville.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Richard and Linda, when they rise, 24 years of love that's wise. Hard work and family ties. Simple joy, no disguise. Sunrise to sunset they stand.
All right, Richard and Linda, just a little 24th anniversary song for you.
Patriots of this fair land.
Very nice.
You feeling this? You feeling this one? It needs to be a little more upbeat, though. I'm waiting for the chorus. There it is.
Love tonight.
Ow! Celebrate that love tonight.
Richard and Linda burning bright. Through the hard times.
Are they on this morning?
They're on. There you go, Richard and Linda. A little 24th anniversary song. So we just wanted to publicly say happy anniversary to Richard and Linda Horn. 24 years of marriage bliss.
All right.
So how about that this morning? I hope you enjoyed that. So I worked really hard on it. In fact, Terry and I were up all night writing that song.
That's right.
Just didn't turn out the way that we were hoping for, but it was okay. Hey, look, the table came back, by the way. Did you notice that, Dwayne?
Hey.
The table's back, man.
I want to know what this is.
That is a worry stone. And our friend, Deneen Thompson, gave that to me. Mm-hmm. And I have this habit on this show of always, I have to have something in my hands when I talk. So even when I'm broadcasting sports, I'll have a pencil or something I'm usually flipping around in my hand. I don't know why. It's like a baseball player, chewing bubble gum, right? Is that what they do? They chew bubble gum?
Yeah.
Sunflower seeds.
Maybe something else sometimes, I think they banned that, didn't they? They banned tobacco, right?
A lot of them, they've gone to gum, or I think sunflower seeds are a huge deal for them now, too.
So this is my sunflower seeds. But no, this is a worry stone. And what it is, you just kind of hold it. And over time, notice the indention.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
And did you put that indention?
No, that was already there. Someone else did.
Somebody else worried a lot more than you.
Someone else worried a lot more than I did. So, well, hey, welcome back in as we continue on this morning. Another episode of Good Morning Huntsville. How about Terry Coleman joining us today?
Yes.
Our real estate expert here in Huntsville. So good to see you.
Thank you.
What have you been up to?
Well, I have been planning a trip. So we're leaving Saturday, and we're going to see the change of the leaves. We're flying to Maine and renting a car and just start driving down. We're going to end up in North Carolina October 18th, where my youngest son is doing a half Ironman.
Oh, wow. Do they live there in North Carolina?
In North Carolina,
Are they okay
yes.
from the hurricane? I had to ask. Okay, good.
Yes, he is. He's in Raleigh.
Okay.
And so yeah, he was okay. But anyway, so we're doing that. I have never, ever seen the change of leaves. We have gone, not all the way up to Maine, but we've gone to Indiana and different places. And we always seem to miss it by a week. So this time we're leaving October 5th and not coming back to the 24th.
Good.
So somewhere in there I should see.
You got plenty of time. You got something for us. You always have here.
I do.
Here we go. Here we go,
do.
Terry. What do you got for us?
Cup of sugar. Whether you need to borrow a cup of sugar or have some real estate questions, I'm your next door agent.
There it is, your cup of sugar. You know what?
Okay.
I need some brownies today, so
You
I
need
need
some
that
brownies?
sugar.
I'll give it to you. Okay, so I have a question. So what age group, you've got an audience out there, what age group connects with whether you need to borrow a cup of sugar, I'm your next door agent, like your next door neighbor? What age group is that?
About my parents.
Okay, see, I think that too. And I've had this taglines for 20-something years.
Okay.
And because back in the day when you were raising your kids, if you needed some sugar, you went next door. If you needed to know what chiropractor to use or what plumber to use or what, you went next door. They were your information source. Of course,
they were the 411 back then.
Yeah, back then. They were the internet back then.
Right.
They were Google everything back then. So now my thoughts are, of course, my group that I go for, that I market to, is from the 20s to the 70s. People who are first-time home buyers, and then people who are downsizing. So all the way in there.
So we're polling the audience this morning is what it is,
So
right?
I want to know, should I keep the I'm your next door agent thing or something a little more hip? Now, from now on, I'm going to keep it until I come up with something clever.
Okay, so here's the poll this morning. Should Terry keep this? Even though we know it's corny, it's part of it's a good
yeah.
It's part of it. Dwayne, your opinion? Would you keep the sugar?
I think I would. I think when she first mentioned that, I hadn't really thought about it, but I remember growing up in that small town feel, and there was times that you'd open up the pantry to make something and wouldn't have it. And I remember my mom or dad hollering at one of us kids to run next door and see if, whoever has, an egg
Sugar
or an
eggs,
egg,
that's right.
Go get the
bread,
eggs.
flour, whatever it was. And people were open to giving you it if they had it. Has society changed a little bit? Do we visit our neighbors like that anymore? I don't know. I think I think we've become a little bit more standoffish lately.
See, Terry, you can kind of get away with calling people sugar. You could call people sugar,
hey,
though.
Sugar,
See,
come on over here.
See,
I think that, though, that shows the change in our society also, because, you know, I was raised to always refer to somebody as yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes,
Right.
sir, no, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But you do that now, and there's people out there that actually get offended by that.
I experienced that big time up north. It was very offensive
and
to
it's
call
weird.
people sir and ma'am.
You know, and we don't mean it out of disrespect. It's just it's meant as being polite.
I think that's from the South. I raised my kids that same way.
I think, Terry, you could see Jamie Saucier says keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's within
the
that.
sugar.
Jamie's within that range that we're trying to market to. I'm within that range.
Right.
Dwayne is just inside.
Right.
Okay, so I may keep the sugar because I like the sugar. I've had it.
You got to keep it.
When I say your next door agent, does that click that? I'm your next door neighbor, like that you can just come to me with? Does that click with people or not?
It clicks with me because it makes sense. You're my
I know,
next
but
door.
you're my agent. You're my age.
Yeah, you're my next door agent. I think what would click with the younger crowd is, somebody. It's like I told Marlene. You know Marlene that has Lone Star bail bonds.
Mm-hmm. Sweet lady.
When someone goes to prison, now I'm not relating real estate to prison, but when somebody goes to prison, it don't matter how old you are or what crime you committed, you probably want your mama, right? So we did a radio commercial of a guy who's, I want my mama, and we started calling Marlene Mama Lemon. That was the radio ad.
Oh, really? That's
I think
cool.
about in the real estate business, Terry, you are the expert. You've been in it so long. In a good way, whenever you've been in an industry long and you're still extremely, in fact, I think you're probably more passionate about it now than you were when you started. Is that valid to say that?
Yes, that is valid to say that.
I think you could get away with the younger people saying, let me get you a house, Sugar. Come on, Sugar. I'll get you a house. See, it would work, right?
Yeah.
If you were my agent and you called me Sugar, I'd be like, this lady connects with me, I would enjoy it. Dwayne, what are your thoughts?
Again, you gotta find that little niche that brings in maybe that younger crowd that the whole next door neighbor borrowing sugar might not feel right to them, because they're not about going next door and asking for help in any way. So maybe some upbeat, little.
You know what you need to do, Terry. You're not going to like.
You need to give me one of them AI songs.
No, you're not. You're not going to like this. But you know what you need to do?
What?
You need to get on TikTok. You have to get on TikTok.
I know.
You have to get on TikTok, and you have to do something with laser lights and chickens.
Laser light and chicken.
I don't know why. It just popped into my head.
What about laser lights and sugar?
No, it's got to be something about chickens. No, you know what it is? Laser lights and cats. For some reason, cats take off on the internet.
Okay, so I've been thinking about that. So I've been getting on TikTok just to kind of look and watch and stuff. I haven't figured out how to maneuver through TikTok. I gotta have somebody show me.
Yeah, you need to get on TikTok, and you know what you need to do is you need to walk in and just have fun and make it to where it's almost. I don't know how to do. You got to just make it just out there fun that nobody would expect when you're showing a house.
That's true.
You need to be on TikTok and be like, they got that. Why would they have this? I don't know, but I'm going to sell it to you anyways. Just kind of do that. I think it'd be kind of fun.
Well, I think those little weird ways of advertising, I think that's what's starting to catch back on. There was comments being made on social media about a billboard that was upside down, and everybody's like, well, who made that mistake? Well, that was intentional. And everybody's like, well, why would they do that? When the guy's like, well, it got your attention, didn't it? It's part of that whole advertising. What's going to catch their eye, or what's going to speak to them? That and we may look at it as being corny or kind of out there, but that kind of fits with what's going on.
So,
what breaks up that routine and becomes different.
Does the stress of real estate have you flipped upside down? Call Terry Coleman, the expert.
There you go.
See, he's already working that commercial for you.
So, speaking of what you just said about TikTok, and I haven't seen it because I've gone to look, but supposedly there is a realtor, and I don't know if he's in Houston or where he is, but he goes through and he shows these homes very fast, and then he stops on something strange that you wouldn't stop, like on a pantry doorknob or something.
That's what you need to do.
And then it's become such a thing that he has all these followers, I was told, and now other agents are hiring him to come in and video their house.
You know what you need to do? You need to do a rap. You need to do like a Snoop Dogg rap when you show the houses. That's it. That's what I was looking for. There's a weatherman that raps the weather. Have you heard of this guy?
No.
He's a meteorologist, and he will do a rap about the weather. He'll make up a rhyme about it. That's what you need to do when you're showing a house.
So are you going to help me come up with these raps?
AI will.
For every house?
You just get on AI and you just tell it, give me a rap about this. You could do it.
All right.
Yeah, I think you could do it.
That might be my new thing now.
I think you could do it, Terry. Make up a rap.
I do the cup of sugar for that age group, and then I'll just go right into this ooh-ah, rap.
See, that was already working because no one would expect you to do that. And then at the end, you'd be like, you know what, I'm having fun, but I am your real estate expert. And then, boom, you're done. See, people, I don't even know who's in. Someone's in here laughing. Michelle's in there laughing about it. She likes it. So.
Well, hey, it was worth getting up early and coming on just for all this advertising advice.
Look,
here.
Michelle is a young, like 20-ish year old young lady. She's behind the glass, by the way. We had to put her in the other room. But she's young, and she laughed. That's what we were looking for. She was our test audience.
Were you laughing at my rap that I just did?
Do you think that would be good, Michelle? A TikTok rap with Terry? Would you buy a house from Terry if you saw the rapping realtor? That's it. The rapping realtor. The rapping real estate expert.
Okay, good deal. We solved this problem.
What up, yo? It's TC. I'm just kidding. No one will listen to me. You're the only one that can do it. So, all right.
I don't know if I can do it that good.
You could start out, what up, Shug? I'm about to show you a house, girl. And then boom, and then you just go with it. See?
All right. Good deal. Okay, so while I'm on my trip, I'll be practicing this.
It could be.
So that when I get back, I'll have something.
And you could, and since you're in Maine, you're going to already pick up on something. So it's Maine. Like, what's up, Maine? Maine, how you doing? So see, you've already got the vocabulary coming in for the raps.
Good deal. Good deal. All right.
This could either soar your real estate business to new levels or
tank it. Yeah. one way or the other.
Credibility through the roof, or I think it's going to be through the roof.
Well, I think either way, it's a whole lot more exposure, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
There you go. So.
Well, speaking of exposure.
Wait. Before this, hold on. We forgot the most important segment.
Oh, my jewelry.
What's the jewelry you got today, Terry?
Okay, so it's just the same old jewelry I've had on before. It's my grandmother's fork bracelet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this was her pattern. She made it into a bracelet. This is my mother. She gave this to me for Easter one year.
Oh, it's a beautiful cross.
It's a cross, and it's onyx.
Wow. Yeah, show it to that camera right there. There you go. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
So,
nice.
And then this bracelet here, I wear it anytime I wear silver. I wear this bracelet here. This bracelet right here. I was in, I can't even remember where I was. Not Portland. I was in Missouri, Arkansas, someplace. My son-in-law was doing an Ironman. So I was with my youngest grandson, who was 6 at the time, and we were walking down the downtown street, and it was dirty and filthy and all. And this was laying on the ground. And so we were walking, he found it, he picked it up, and he went, "Here, Granzy, I love you." So ever since that, I always
gotta wear it.
I wear it all the time. If I'm wearing silver, I wear Coleman's bracelet.
That was it, huh?
Yeah, that was it. So,
all right. Well, what do you got for something cool happening? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, but I've always said here the last few times, I just keep recycling my jewelry on here. I need something new. I'm about to get something new. Next week, I pick it up. It is ocean glass.
Ah.
Yeah, I was in Antigua, and I didn't even know about ocean glass. And there was these colored stones that were washing up, and the person I was with said, "Oh, Terry, that's what you call ocean glass." And it's pieces of glass, like beer bottles or whatever, that has fallen into the ocean for years and has been in there for years, and now it's colored and soft and all. So we picked up a whole bunch of it. I took it to one of the jewelry stores, and they're making me a necklace.
Beautiful.
So I can't wait to show it.
I can't wait. We'll you know what we're going to do? We are going to, this is the show to do it on. This is the show to reveal the jewelry.
That's it.
All right.
So.
Well, hey, something cool that you've been doing, and we definitely want to help bring exposure to all the hard work that you're putting in through your real estate business. But one thing that I love is your Wednesday Sneak a Peek. Tell us about that and how folks can help get the word out about these homes.
I will. So Wednesday Sneak a Peek is something that I started a couple months ago. And I come on and I say, this is your Wednesday sneak a peek. And what I do is I feature one of the homes that I have listed, or I feature a neighborhood, like I did one just on Elkins Lake. I did one just on Texas Grand Ranch. Or I feature something downtown, something happening, some kind of business, something. So you never know on Wednesday Sneak a Peek if it's going to be a home or a business or what it's going to be. And so I would appreciate it if when you see it, you would share it and like it.
Yeah,
So,
just
gives
put
more
the
attention.
Yeah, just put the link there. Like and follow Terry's page. It's facebook.com/Terry Coleman Real Estate. And Terry, if you don't mind, I know I always do stuff live here, so we are going to show this page right here on the screen. Let me get back over to this. And those of you listening, of course, you won't be able to see this, but there is the Terry Coleman Real Estate. Love it, by the way. You're a real estate expert. And if you scroll down, you will see the Wednesday Sneak a Peek videos where you're going through. This is one of them, right, that we're seeing here? Mm-hmm. And so she will go through and show these homes, really cool, engaging videos. And do Terry a favor. Watch how simple this is. All you have to do, if you see something here, watch. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to practice what I preach right now. So you've started these. We want to help bring engagement. All you do is hit like, hit share, and I'm going to say, check out my friend Terry. And you tag him, Terry Coleman Real Estate. Share now. Boom. Shared.
Boom.
There you go.
In that particular home that one's being done in, someone's going to get a great home on that. That is a brand new home.
Is that an Elkins home? Which one is
it? Elkins Lake. It's on the golf course. Beautiful view. But the thing about it is it's all handicapped accessible. It was built in 2019, but by the time it was finished, the current owner had some health issues. So she only lived in the master bedroom and had 24-hour people take care of her. So it's a brand new home. Someone's going to get a brand new home that's never been lived in, even though that it dates 2019. It's going to be a great home for someone. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3,000 square feet, 2.5 bath, 3,000 square feet on the golf course.
Beautiful. Well, go check her out, Terry Coleman Real Estate. Make sure to like that page on Facebook, and let's help promote folks in our community. Dwayne, you're going to like this. We got a surprise for Terry. Dwayne doesn't realize it, but he actually helped me with this in the background while he was sitting there.
Did.
He has no idea. He's like, Rob, what do you put me on the spot for?
Here we go.
While Dwayne, let me get off of this. While Dwayne was sitting there, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this for Terry. I'm going to do this for Dwayne.
Okay.
This is a gift, and I'm saying Dwayne's name, so if it turns out really bad, I don't have to own this.
Oh, you're going to own it anyway.
This is a gift from Dwayne Clark to you, Terry. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, you told us you needed it, right? Yeah, what up, playa? It's LTC, real estate expert.
House hunting ninja, finds your dream pack quicker than a sprinter. She got keys jingling, knowledge in the binder. Young to old home goals aligned, sir.
Yo.
Your next door agent makes it all sweet.
Look at Michelle, she's
Parents
jamming.
got that sugar, never miss a beat.
You got that sugar.
20 or 70, she locks in the deal. Real estate having you live, it's surreal. She reads the market, visions laser. Neighborhood charm and the rainbow chasers with the for sale sign. Money's where it's at. Terry's in the game while others playing jacks. Need a crib or a spot to chill. Terry's expertise always fits the bill. From condos to castles, something in
throw it
between.
up.
Terry Coleman, tell her what you mean. Open house, they be lit. Coffee cups, muffins, something about the split. She handles paper.
Make sure you do a little bit of research. Make sure it ain't
Before you know it, so well. Your next door agent makes it all sweet. Terry's got the sugar, never miss a beat. 20 or 70, she locks in the
And he said he
deal.
couldn't do
Real
it. Look
estate
at it.
having you live, it's surreal.
There you go, Terry. What do you
There
think?
we go. All right.
Now, here's another version. I won't play the whole one. Let's see if it sounds good. It gives us 2. See, you always have to have that in there.
Terry Coleman, house hunting ninja, finds your dream pad quicker than a
Call her a
sprinter.
house hunting
She got
ninja.
keys jingling, knowledge in the binder. Young to old home goals aligned, sir. Your next door agent makes it all sweet. Terry's got that sugar, never miss a beat. 20 or 70, she locks in the deal. Real estate having you live is surreal. She reads the market, visions laser.
There you go. There's Terry. There's Terry Coleman, real estate expert. What do you think, Dwayne?
I think I could hear that rolling down the highway.
All right.
I think with the bass beat on that second version, I think our local community would have it.
Stick?
I think it would.
Okay.
think
So I
it
have
would.
to get this down for
Yeah,
TikTok.
get.
This would make you famous on TikTok, Terry. And the reason I say this is you have to because I have no idea what I'm doing. Dwayne doesn't know. You may not know.
I don't know.
We
for
have
sure.
no clue. So that's what makes it fun. It's you got to get on there and have fun with it, and really try hard, even though you're never going to get to that cool what's up level. I try to, and I can't get there. People will love that. They'll eat it up, Terry.
Okay, well, you got to send me those songs so I can practice while I'm in the car.
That's you need to become the TikTok realtor. See, that could be your montage. The expert, but the TikTok realtor.
Okay.
There it is. Yo, what up, H-Town? With surround sound, it's Terry Coleman coming to your ground in your hometown. See?
Look how that just comes right off the top
Boom.
of his head.
And he
He's
says
a
he can't do
natural.
it. I know.
Right off your head. All right, there she is, Terry Coleman. Your real estate. I know we're having fun, but I know in all seriousness, Terry really does know this market. I'm not saying it just because she sits here and she's a friend and that she sponsors part of our show on this segment, but I'm telling you because I've known her. I've known Terry a long time. I knew her before any opportunity even came to sponsor anything.
That's true.
And Terry will take care of your real estate needs. There really is one expert when it comes to real estate. It's Terry Coleman. She'll take care of all of you. Walker, Montgomery, Trinity, wherever you're at throughout this area, Terry Coleman knows this market, knows the folks of this community, and knows what you're looking for. I guarantee if I was coming looking for a home and I started telling you what I'm looking for, Terry has the, what do you call it, kind of the what word am I looking for?
Instinct knowledge.
The instinct knowledge, but also the you're not going to hold back from telling people the way it is. And I mean this in a positive way. I may come to you and say, well, Terry, I think I really need this. You're not going to shy away from saying, well, look, I know that you're interested in that, but here's what I really think you're looking for.
Right.
When you get that kind of interaction, that's the expert. Whenever it's somebody that says, oh, yeah, I think that's great, that just means they're not the expert. Right? Am I right?
That's pretty much true, yeah.
Yeah, I think, but if you're an expert in whatever field that is, that ability to be blunt with your audience.
That's the word I was looking for.
You need to be, because you're the expert. And a lot of times they may have this ideal of what they want or what they need. And being the subject matter expert, you need to be able to counter that with, what is right.
Yeah. Terry will have some compassion. She's not well, that's not the right answer. Some people, but she will she will tell you, hey, I think that's good of what you're looking for, but I really think maybe this would suit you better, right? Am I okay to say that?
Exactly, yes.
I get that vibe.
Yeah.
I know that's how you would be.
So bluntness, but tactful.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. Well, there she is, your real estate expert, Terry Coleman. Find her sections on our website, by the way. Look under our featured guides and events, and you'll see a section there called Real Estate Experts, and Terry Coleman is right there in that section. Terry, thank you so much for being
I've had
here.
fun this morning.
Yeah.
It's been a great morning.
It's always a lot of fun. It's because Dwayne was here this morning.
That's right.
Good.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, one final break, and when we come back, Dwayne and I will close out the show. We've got What Day Is It? We've also have the impossible question and a lot more. Before we do that, though, I want to remind you, text in that keyword. What is it, Terry?
Rest.
You know why? Because we all need
rest.
We all need a little bit. See, Dwayne over here is Oh, by the way, I need to dig up that picture.
No.
Yes,
no,
I need to show that on the show.
What picture is that?
So,
Tell us.
Dwayne, you want to tell us about what happened?
So we were.
Hold on, I'm going to go back to the live video. You got to tell this story.
So that was a chamber breakfast we were having at the Farmhouse Cafe.
And you fell asleep?
I did. I wasn't. Everybody says I was sleeping, but I was over there. I was looking at I had my phone, and with my line of work, I'm on my phone a lot, and I was looking at my phone, and the message I got wasn't the best message in the world. So I was taking a couple moments to ponder things, and I had my eyes closed, but of all the moments that Rob has to capture with his phone, he captures this picture, and he had it there. And that's a moment of deep thought right there. It's not a moment of sleeping.
Dwayne, are you sure?
I'm telling you.
Hey, look, Terry, you're look at Rick over here. I didn't even realize we captured part of Rick over here. Would you say that he's sleeping right there, Terry? I think he's sleeping.
Well, he looks pretty peaceful. He looks like he's resting.
Well, sometimes we need those moments of peace. That fits with our rest, right?
That's right.
You didn't mind me showing that, did you, Dwayne?
Nah, it's all good.
It's good fun.
It is. We gotta enjoy those moments in life.
That's right.
We stress so much over everything else.
He was
have a little bit of fun.
He was energetic at the breakfast until I started talking and gave my little 1-minute elevator speech, and then that's when he went to sleep. He's like, Rob put me to sleep.
Maybe that's what it is.
All right. Well, the key word is, by the way, it is rest. So text that in. We got some money we'll send your way today on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. That number 936-339-0139. As always, our Tuesday is brought to you by our friends at Guardian Defense. They are all things personal safety here in Huntsville. Check them out online at GuardianDefenseLLC.com. Dwayne Clark from Lone Star Security and Investigation sitting in today for Jason and Deneen. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. We'll wrap up the show when we come back. Stay with us. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
Good morning.
Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas. A trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at GuardianDefenseLLC.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life.
40 Days USA.
40 days of prayer for our nation.
Please join Tom Roy, president of Shepherd Coach Network and former chaplain of the Chicago White Sox, as he prays over repentance from complacency in the church.
40 days.
Father, thank you that you give us every day an audience with you because of Jesus. Lord God, I pray for each of us that as we think about how we are going to spend our days, whether 8 years old or 88, that we would make prayer something that is very important. Father, today I lift up any who are complacent to serve you. I pray for each person out here that they would get excited about the ministry of prayer. And I pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Join us as we pray for our nation by going to 40daysusa.com to receive the 40 Days USA prayer guide and other free resources. That's 40daysusa.com.
This is KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Braylon, say, this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
Back at it, got that random rock music here, courtesy of Dwayne Clark. Everything's courtesy of Dwayne Clark today.
Well, I appreciate that.
Is that all right, man?
That works.
When you're on the show, we gotta make it sound cool, you know?
Well, I grew up in them rock ages.
What's your favorite type of music, man?
Probably, I think now they call it classic rock. It was that 70s, 80s. I'm born in the early 60s, so...
No headbanging music for you, Dwayne?
No, not quite that heavy. Not quite that heavy.
Whatever happened to the days? You remember like the guys that would have the really long hair and they would just sit here and go like this, and the hair would go
and I think part of that is starting to come back. You see some of the newer bands, with that long hair, and I think maybe they did that to cover up what they look like. I don't know.
If that's the case, I need a lot of long hair, man, because this old boy right here just keeps growing, man.
I think instead of longer hair, I'm getting a longer forehead.
Yeah, that's what it is. I like that. I like that. Well, we are back here. Welcome back in, friends. Having a lot of fun today. Thanks for being a part of our show. We consider you family. Do us a favor and hit like and share. Hey, before we get into what day it is, I do want to jam that music back out here for just a second. In fact, I'll make it a little bit. Let's do it a little bit softer. I'm gonna pull up some music here. And we just want to give a shout out this morning to all of you that are joining us. A few folks are on with us today. How about Lewis Murphy joining us? Lewis Murphy saying good morning, guys. Our friend Sky Carlton, Deep Clean, Texas, newest WCRC member.
Yes.
So, Sky, welcome in. Great to see you. Jennifer Augustinetti joining us, saying good morning. Terrific Tuesday. Have a blessed day. How about Rick Boning in Jamaica, baby?
In Jamaica.
Jamaica. What are you Jamaican over there, man? You Jamaican candy today?
That's it. That's it.
He may be Jamaican some candy for us. Rick Boning joining us. Quentin Glaze, number one engager, on with us this morning. Good morning, Quentin. How about Dean Halley joining us this morning from Orlando, Florida? Do you know Dean? I don't know. Oh, I know Dean. Yeah, Dean, man, it's been a while. Good to see you, Dean. Orlando, Florida. Jamie Saucier over at Osprey Store, also a WCRC member, joining us this morning. My sister Rebecca in Georgetown, lives in Temple, joining us this morning. Good morning, Huntsville. Happy Tuesday. Once again, a big shout out to the Horn family. 24th anniversary today. Happy 24 years of wedding bliss.
That's not real common anymore.
No.
I remember way back when I was in the Army, we actually had a senior soldier that celebrated his 50th anniversary.
Wow.
And I don't know, in today's society, to see somebody hit 10 years seems like such a huge accomplishment when that's just not normal anymore. I don't know why.
24 years of wedding bliss. There you go, man. It is bliss, right? Would you consider it bliss? 24 years, you got to...
I would think you would have to.
Happy anniversary to you guys. They always come with us and eat, too. We always love that. Tara Burnett joining us this morning from Hearts Veterans Museum. Always great to see you. How about Tammy joining us, saying good morning, Huntsville. Also, my sister said, one thing I love about Huntsville is my baby brother and family lives there. My oldest daughter will be attending Sam Houston next year. My niece is coming to school here at Sam.
Good deal.
And my sister will be down here this weekend. A lot of other folks, Roger Burnett joining us as well. Didn't want to forget about you, my friend. Roger is on with us today as well, and many others. Thank you all for chiming in, and thank you for sharing the broadcast this morning, especially Kyle Kreiner, who always engages with us as well. Kyle, so good to see you this morning, my friend. Dwayne, I got a few last things to talk about today. You ready?
We'll make it happen.
All right, man. Today, on this date, in 1800. This was long before you and I were born, long before. Spain seceded Louisiana. Do you say Louisiana or Louisiana?
Louisiana.
How do you say it?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Well, I know Louisiana. I don't even know what that means. My accents, by the way, are never on at all. They're horrible.
Well, that's because you've been all over, though. You pick up little bits from here and there.
And they're horrible.
And no, that don't make it horrible. It just makes it different.
Well, it makes it really bad. People are like, Rob, quit trying to say something. Seceded Louisiana to France in a secret treaty. Did you know it was secret? I had no idea it was secret.
I guess it ain't secret no more.
Well, it must. Yeah, I was about to say it must not been because we all found out about it. On this date in 1861, President Lincoln established America's first Air Force. Had no idea about the Balloon Corps.
The Balloon Corps.
You remember that? It must have been like the big balloons.
The helium balloons.
Yeah, what was the one that blew up? That was
the Hindenburg.
I knew you'd know that, man. The Hindenburg, yeah. Shortly afterwards, the southern states built the first pea shooter factory. Because, the pea shooter would bring down the balloons, right? Mm-hmm. His enemies immediately began assembling a group of trained specialists. They were called Blow Dart Brigade. Blow darts. They were taking them things down. Of course, our enemies began to assemble a counter. The Needle Navy. The Needle Navy started as well. These are really bad, by the way. They're always bad every morning. No one wanted to join since their future seemed up in the air. Do people actually enjoy these, or do you think they tune out? I think they do. There were some early challenges, like the time one of the pilots twisted one of the balloons into a giraffe. You know, he was a clown, and he decided he was going to make a giraffe.
Make the best of what you got, right?
The best part of all those first critics thought it was a bunch of hot air, but then they realized it was actually gas. Whoever writes this stuff ought to be fired, by the way. Hey, 1885, special delivery mail was started by the U.S. Postal Service.
And we're still waiting on the package.
Still waiting on. Their slogan was, when it absolutely, positively has to get there, then that's special. I'm still waiting on some mail from years ago that I never received. It was on this date in 1896, Yosemite becomes a national park. So, or some people pronounce there's different ways they pronounce it, but I always say Yosemite.
Sounds right to me.
Some people say, have you ever heard anyone say Yosemite?
No.
It's Yosemite is how you say it. On this date in 1903, the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Boston Pilgrims in the very first ever World Series game. Ironically, the Pilgrims had a farm team at Plymouth Rock. That's pretty good, though. You have to give that credit. Hey, check this out. This is really cool. What do you see every day on the road?
Cars.
You see cars, yeah. You see cars, right? It was on this date in 1908 that Henry Ford introduced the Model T at the cost of how much do you think it was? How much was each Model T in 1908?
$50.
$825, which that is equivalent to today's money about 29 grand. So people complain about the car prices. They're still about the same as what they were if you think about it. Today that gets you 3 tires for $800. It really does. 3 tires for $895 almost. That could also just be the one payment of 60 or 72. Some people are going into these, 7-year. Is it 6-year terms now?
6-7-year terms.
Ironically, that's actually the cost of a tea also at Starbucks, by the way, if you're a Starbucks drinker. Here's the deal, though. I always thought about the Model T. What about A through S?
I guess they were all maybe prototypes, samples.
Might have been.
Took me that many times to get it right.
Some baseball news today. On this date in 1961, Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record by hitting his 61st home run that season. That has now been surpassed by – there's a dude at New York, and I cannot think of who did. There's a guy that broke that record a couple of seasons ago at New York. And I just can't – my brain can't remember stuff. But that was back in the – that was back in the pre-steroid days, by the way. That's when home run hitters back then just drink booze instead. Just kept it easy. 1962, Johnny Carson. Did you ever watch The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson?
I did.
Man, it was so good. He took over The Tonight Show. Up until that time, it was Ed McMahon that was known for the question, "Where's Johnny?" is how all that started. And this date, 1971, Walt Disney World opened for the first time in Florida. Until that time, Super Bowl winners only had one place to go. Now they go all over the place. It was 1971 Disney World. Today, this is not your – I'm not hating on anybody, but I know this isn't your day today. It's World Vegetarian Day.
Oh, no.
And I got
I'm a second-hand vegetarian.
Okay.
Yeah, the cows eat grass and I eat the cows. So second-hand vegetarian.
It's homemade cookie day. Now I could go with that day.
Yeah.
International Raccoon Appreciation Day. Poor little guys, we need to appreciate them, those poor little fellers.
A lot of them got used for headwear many, many years ago.
There's a couple of raccoons there on Davy Crockett's head. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
National Denim Day. Obviously, Dwayne and I not celebrating that day today. But you're kind of a khaki guy, right?
Yeah.
Is it cargo khaki? Is that what you call that?
Yeah, they're everyday uniform, comfortable.
I'm a Costco guy. I get these at Costco for like $15. I'm a Costco pant guy. It is also, this is a weird one, and Russell Martinez from the university actually posted about this. It is National Black Dog Day. So if you have a dog, a black dog, it's their day to day. I had the sweetest little black dog for many, many years. Her name was Jenny. That dog lived to be 20 years old. The sweetest, best dog I've ever had. No offense to my dogs, if you're listening, no offense to y'all.
But might be offending some of the other colored dogs.
Yeah, but my little black dog though, Jenny, was the sweetest dog today, and for dogs, and there's certain coats of dogs that don't get a lot of attention, and there was this fear mantra around dogs that were black, that they were bad dogs, that they would bite and those kind of things.
Well, if you think about it, a lot of your what people classify as aggressive dogs, if you look at the Dobermans, the German Shepherds, the Rottweilers, they were generally, black dogs. So maybe that's where some of that came from.
It could have, yeah. So, but today is their day. And also, definitely not a fan of this, Pumpkin Spice Day today.
Oh, I was done with pumpkin spice like the day after it started.
Yeah, not a fan of it. October. Oh, by the way, happy October.
Hard to believe it's October already.
I should be excited. Today's the day I sent out invoices. It's payday.
It's the first, right?
It's the first, man. Today, this month, also very serious thing, is National Dyslexia month, and so that's tough for a lot of folks that struggle with that. A couple of other things here. Boy, I can't ever say his last name. Zach G. That Galifianakis. Michelle, how do you say his last name? She would know. It's like Zach Galifianakis from The Hangover, the movie The Hangover.
Okay.
The funny guy.
Right.
I can never say his name. He turns 55 years old today. That's crazy because the guy looked young in that movie, but that movie was a long time ago. Baseball hitting coach Mark McGwire turns 61 years old today. Can you believe that? Mark McGwire, 61. He will test positive for birthday cake. Mike McGwire was the one that kind of all that steroid stuff started around him and those guys. Randy Quaid turns 74 today. Cousin Eddie, 74 years old today. A couple of things that you need to know. The vice presidential debate is tonight. It will take place 8 o'clock Central. Obviously, I really don't want to watch it. I may catch a glimpse of it. But historically, those vice presidential debates don't really do anything.
I enjoy maybe the day after the debate when you're going to hear about everybody's opinions about what the debate was like, because you're going to get both sides of that.
Yeah.
And get the Cliff Notes version of the debate.
That's what I like. It's a lot easier. By the way, today too, something very serious. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so thank you for mentioning that to us, Jennifer. As well. Christine Mitchell, by the way, good evening from Uganda. They are in Africa right now with their ministry.
We are widespread today.
We are all over the globe. Also, those of you that are on Spirit Radio, I have no idea why this is, and I wish they'd reach out to me. We have a huge audience from Ireland, and I'm not making this up. We look at the analytics. These aren't bots. Sometimes what will happen with internet things is bots will attach themselves, and you can see that. These are not bots. These are actually people in Ireland that listen on Amazon Alexa. We can see exactly how they're listening. And so I have no idea why, but there is a ton of people that we have every day, usually 8 to 10 people. To me, that's a ton. 8 to 10 people from specifically Ireland from different locations that listen not only to this show, but also listen to Spirit Radio FM. Maybe it's a restaurant chain or something. I have no idea. But anyways, from all of you in Ireland, I won't try to do the accent because I'll tear up, but welcome in this morning as well. A couple of other things here. I know this was a tough one for a lot of folks that love the game of baseball. I saw many pictures, colleagues in the industry that knew Pete Rose, but he passed away yesterday, 83 years old, baseball's all-time hits leader. The tough thing about that is he's not in the Hall of Fame because of his gambling problem that he had while he was actually,
an active player.
An active player. And I think that's something that I know that there's very strict rules, but that's a disease like anything else. It really is.
And it's one of the things that I talk to people about. If we want to look at a good guy that makes one bad choice, does that make him a bad person?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you believe that, then these bad people that are out there do one good thing, and we got to classify them as a good person. And it can't be that way. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. That's why they're called mistakes, because they're not intentional. And you're right, gambling, back then it wasn't looked at as a disease. But I think we've come to understand that for some people, that's exactly what it is. And to hold that against him now, I think, maybe they'll make an exception and go ahead and nominate him for entry into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything else, that people struggle with. And, some people struggle with alcohol addiction or cigarettes or you name it. We don't need to be judging people on what they deal with every day. God is the ultimate judge. I've always said that. Now, should we help people through things? Yeah, absolutely. If somebody needs help, reach out and help them. Try to guide people. But, be careful about putting a label on somebody or judging them, because guess what? You've made a mistake. I've made mistakes.
We all have. We can't be grown adults and can't say honestly that we've never made a mistake in our life.
If we said bad people make mistakes, then we're all bad. And we're all really bad because we've all made some really bad mistakes in our life. Every one of us. I don't care what I guarantee somewhere along the road you made a pretty bad mistake. Every single person has. Unless you're a sweet little baby even a baby. When they have the blowout, they made a horrible mistake. They just can't help their mistake. All right, couple last ones here, Dwayne. We're having fun this morning. Again, Dwayne Clark with us from Lone Star Security and Investigations here, sitting in for Jason and Deneen Thompson at Guardian Defense. LinkedIn is now using your data to train AI models unless you opt out. You got to be careful about those guys. When you read you need to read the disclosure, and before you hit I accept or agree, you need to read through all that stuff.
And they're popping up all the time now. Mm-hmm. Anytime you open up almost anything, whether you want the app tracking you on your phone, and not realizing what permission you're giving something else to track your data.
7-Up is bringing back something from a boomer. Any baby boomers joining us this morning? Well, 7-Up is bringing something back. How about the 7-Up Shirley Temple flavor? My mom does not drink alcohol, but she would always enjoy a Shirley Temple. So they are bringing it back, the Shirley Temple. 7-Up bringing that back. Netflix cancellation spiked after, this is political, but Netflix, a lot of cancellations after the founder donated money to a specific campaign party. That's, one of those things, whatever. NBA great. This is a tough one, too. Dikembe Mutombo passing away of brain cancer at the age of 58. Boy, what an icon for the Houston Rockets for so many years. An 81, check this out here, an 81-year-old Montana man expected to be sentenced for using tissue from large sheep hunted in Central Asia in the U.S. to illegally create hybrid sheep for captive trophy hunts in Texas and Minnesota. Who thinks of this stuff?
Wow.
Did you know? A couple of did you knows here. 24% of women say that comments from their kids inspires them to lose weight. Kids just say what it is.
They have no filters.
I had a child one time tell me, they're like, "You're really fat." Just straight up told me that. I was like, "Well, thanks, little one. I appreciate that." It wasn't my child, by the way, because they get a little timeout action after that. The average mother spends how many hours each year chauffeuring her kids around?
A lot.
I thought it'd be more than this. 153 hours. I would think a lot more than
153
that.
a year?
153 hours a year. I think that it would be much more than that. 24% of us, I'm in this group, say that a real Christmas tree makes for holidays more festive. I like to have a real tree. I don't like cleaning up after them, but I like it. You like a real tree?
I do. I think part of that is that there's nothing that can mimic that smell. Whether it's good or bad for people. Some people are allergic to the smell of pine, but I don't like it in pine cleaner, but the pine tree has such a unique smell that I think it kind of brings back memories from probably when we were kids and we had real trees.
We had a plastic tree, for many, many years, and I took Pine Sol and put it into a spray bottle and sprayed it down. Needless to say, it didn't work. It actually made it real sticky. Just kidding. I didn't do that, by the way. That'd probably be pretty
Dust
nasty.
magnet.
Yeah. 43% of us have assigned seating in our living rooms. Do you have your assigned chair that no one else is allowed to sit in?
I do. Actually, mine changed, though, about a year ago. So some of y'all know I've got a 100-pound German Shepherd.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I bought him one of these supposed to be hair-free type blankets to put on the couch, really nice. And I spread it out on the couch just to see how it looked, and as soon as he saw it, he jumped up. Well, it just so happened to be in the spot where I usually sit.
Oh, no.
And once he jumped up on it once, we actually rearranged the living room so that I could move my chair back over in front of the TV now, where I have a direct view of the TV, and his portion of the love seat now which used to be my assigned seating, is now his.
Can you know what? One time when you come, could you bring him here? Does he ever go out with you?
We've worked long and hard. In fact, one of his big events that he's going to be part of will be we'll have him out at Fair on the Square. Not technically working, but exposure, getting him used to more and more crowds. A lot of people, we were talking earlier about dogs and how some people are, they have this conception that German Shepherds are aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're trained for that, they can be. That's not what we worked at. We worked at a more, friendly type pet. But he is my partner. I do take him to different stuff. But, short little visit in and get him some airtime might be pretty cool.
We'll bring him in, man.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, the average American, I definitely spend much more than this, $1,200 a year on fast food. I need to quit eating that garbage, but I do. I'm going to be honest. And it's something I struggle with, man.
But, I think the fast food culture is about convenience. We're so busy, to take time to leave work, go home, prepare a meal of some type, and go back to work. We look at that as an inconvenience in today's world. So fast food become that easy way, expensive in a couple ways.
All right. Well, finally, today's impossible question. I skipped over it here a few moments. It's one that I really don't like, but I'm going to read it anyways. Let me read it, and then I got a couple of weird news for you. Can we do that? Can we wrap up with some weird news? And we will announce our winner here in just a few moments. So think about this here in a moment as I read the weird news in just a second. But here's the impossible question. This is the second thing people say they would do if they won the lottery. What is it? A lot of people have said this is the second thing people say that they would do if they won the lottery. So think about that. The second thing, the first thing, maybe buy a house, pay off the house, put the kids through college, whatever. But what's the second thing that a lot of people say? We'll get back to that in a moment. I got some weird news for you. And by the way, if you're online, chime in. Let us know your answers on that. Some weird news today. Man, this is some weird stuff. Researchers put little hats on cats to measure their brain waves. Okay. Researchers from the University of Montreal have developed a unique crochet beanie. Just imagine a little grandma putting this thing together, lined with electrodes to measure cat brain activity. This allows EEG brain scans without sedation. This innovation is already being used to study how cats in chronic pain respond to pleasant sounds and smells. With findings published in the Journal of Neuroscience Methods. This project began as a way to monitor brain signals in cats with osteoarthritis, a condition affecting about 25% of felines worldwide. Attaching traditional EEG devices to conscious cats proved difficult. Yeah, of course. You think about putting wires on a cat. They often remove or damage the equipment. Inspired by a YouTube tutorial, researchers crocheted custom wool. Just imagine you're a researcher. Grandmother, can you put together this? Now I'm being stereotyped because I actually know how to crochet. Full disclosure. Researchers crocheted custom wool caps, hiding the electrodes so the cats wouldn't see or swipe at them. This is the first successful EEG recording in conscious cats. The study involved 11 cats with osteoarthritis, revealed minor challenges. Some cats removed the beanies. Even one fell asleep during testing, by the way. This must be a pretty comfortable
hat. Yeah.
Pretty comfortable beanie. However, the approach was generally successful, allowing researchers to measure brainwave changes when the cats were exposed to calming stimuli such as blue and green lights and grapefruit scent. I'm sorry, but I would not think grapefruit would be calming.
No, not to me.
Though it's unclear if these stimuli reduce pain, the study marks a key step in utilizing EEG technology to study feline pain and potential sensory interventions. That story, by the way, was from Yahoo. I didn't even realize Yahoo was still a thing. Here's some weird news. Yahoo's still around.
AOL, is it still around?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Here's one that I heard about, okay? A woman loses over 700 pounds of what after a Texas border inspection? Okay, what do you normally find during these inspections? You'd say 700 pounds. You'd think dope, right?
All right. Money.
Wasn't dope, wasn't money. Do you have any idea what it is, what she lost after this inspection? 700 pounds of bologna.
Oh.
700 pounds. One woman lost a whole lot of meat and then some this past Monday following inspection at the U.S.-Mexico border in Texas. 748 pounds of bologna, 280 boxes of undeclared prescription meds, and $7,600 in concealed currency were confiscated by Border Patrol agents during an inspection at the port of entry in the border city of Presidio, according to a news release. The 43-year-old woman, who is a U.S. citizen, by the way, only declared a cooked meal during the inspection. She just forgot the other 746 pounds. This was according to U.S. Customs. CBP agents decided to conduct a second inspection where they discovered and removed several suitcases from her vehicle. The agents also found hidden inside compartments inside of her 2023 GMC Yukon various boxes of prescription meds. In addition to losing the bologna, medication, and money, the woman was fined $1,000 for failing to declare the items. All 40 rolls of the Mexican bologna were destroyed after they were seized. How did they destroy the bologna? You know, if you burn that stuff, it's got to stink, man.
Yeah, I don't. Is bologna an issue?
Yeah, I guess it is now, man. Oh, wow. So there you go. The bologna. That's a couple. Let's go back to that impossible question. We had a few folks chiming in. Nobody answered that question directly. The question was, you know, not the first thing, but the second thing that many people surveyed said that they would do after they won the lottery. Do you have a guess on this, Dwayne?
Establish some type of charity.
You would think so, right?
Right.
This is the complete opposite of charity.
Uh-oh. Gamble.
Get a divorce.
Get a divorce.
That was the second thing. I'm not a fan of that, by the way, but there you go.
Maybe the first thing was hiring the lawyer, so the second thing would be to get a divorce. I don't know.
That may be it. So, yeah, definitely not.
But you've already won the lottery. The divorce ain't going to help you. It's after the fact.
What would you
right?
do? What would you do? The first thing you'd do if you won the lottery?
Honestly, right, looking, you know, having some time to actually think about that, which I don't think I've really ever done a whole lot of.
Some critical thinking here, man.
It is. But I think, I mean, you know, to finally be able to say you're out of debt, which, you know, there's some things you can never pay off, you know, utilities, things like that. But to get out from under, you know, car payments and house payments and, you know, wiping that out, then you free up a lot of, you know, income that you can use for other purposes. You know, and look, depending on how much it is, but these people, it always surprises me. They have these shows for after the fact of, you know, people that won the lottery, and then it seems like 5-6 years later they're filing for bankruptcy. It's like, how did you go from you know, such high to such a low that
not managing the money, that's for sure.
Well, and I think they go, you know, way out extreme left field on purchases and don't think about the upkeep and the maintenance. And, you know, you go out there buy, you know, a couple $1 million home, what's your taxes and interest and upkeep going to be? Because that money ain't going to be there forever if you're not wise with it.
Mine would be pay off all the debt. Second would be, honestly, to invest. I'd buy a bunch of real estate because that's the gift that keeps on giving.
You know, and it's that continuous income that you would have.
Yep.
You know, you've got to find a way for that money to continue to make you money. Then you can do a lot more with it.
You know, I'm not being judgmental, but I think about folks who are blessed and they've worked hard to make a lot of money. But you think about somebody that may make, I don't know, think about someone in a field to where they make $20,000 a year. There's several fields out there where people are making CEOs, people involved in the medical field, probably at the higher end, making $20,000, $30,000 a month. If I had that kind of money, instead of buying a big house and all that, I'd buy a nice house. Don't get me wrong, but man, I'd start taking a bunch of that extra money and not only put it into savings, I would buy real estate and I'd start building a real estate empire for my children. Because you think about rental homes and those kind of things, people say there's a lot of headaches in that, but I've never met one person that owns and efficiently manages real estate that's ever complained about money not coming in. You know, they've said, yeah, they've had some bad tenants, but I know a lot of folks involved in real estate that one guy has like 40 rent houses. He goes, man, this is the greatest thing that I could have ever invested in was real estate.
You know, and I think for some of us, it's kind of like establishing that legacy. What are we going to leave behind when we're not here no more?
Yep.
You know, what's going to speak to generations after we're gone, and a chance to do that in a community, it has to have some kind of deep meaning to an individual.
Well, friends, that will do it here. Appreciate Dwayne hanging out with us today from
Appreciate
Lone
it.
Star Security and Investigations. Also, a big shout out to Jason and Deneen Thompson. Deneen, we're praying for you for that heel to get better as quickly as possible. I like what Jamie said first, and I agree with this. He said the first thing is to pay my tithes. You know what? It wouldn't be 10; it'd be maybe 20%. Well, maybe 15%. No, there would be some ties going, man.
You know,
that's a good one, Jamie. I do agree with that too. So, well, that'll wrap it up. Hey, our winner today, we don't have our phone system set up still. That should be getting connected a little bit later this week, so hopefully we'll have that by the end of the week. Tammy, you are our winner today. Tammy S. Tammy Schwete. Tammy Trotter, you're the winner today. So, Tammy, if you don't mind, text back in your Cash App or Venmo. We'll send you a little bit of money today. Thank you so much for listening in. Hey, friends, we appreciate you. We'll be back at it tomorrow here with our friends from Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Josie Stowers joins us tomorrow. Rick and Kay are out of the country. They're in Jamaica. What you Jamaican over there, Rick? They are out of the country. Josie will be with us. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because we have a special announcement, a special little campaign that we are launching tomorrow for Tomorrow's Promise and the Education Foundation. So make sure you absolutely join us tomorrow at 7:30. As I end every show reminding you this morning, friends, that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until tomorrow morning, good morning, Huntsville. And God bless. We'll see you later. Thanks for being here again, Dwayne.
Thank you, sir.